Universal people looking for the perfect peace. All the world nations looking for the perfect peace. Mighty Zulu nation, they have found the perfect peace.
Because really all these philosophies go back to Babylon.
Ancient Babylon.
Those are all Babylonian customs. Look, homosexuality, right, for instance, and what the brother said was right on point. Salaki, I'm sorry, brother. Homosexuality is Babylonialism. That's Babylonian worship. To be a homosexual, you're practicing Babylonian.
Right, ancient Babylonian worship.
Now, who were the ancient Babylonians? The ancient Babylonians were so-called Africans, which I know y'all brothers know by now. Y'all not African, okay? The so-called Africans, which goes back to Nimrod, which Nimrod was the king of Babylon, right? That's what they were doing. They practiced that. The first nation to practice homosexuality, even before the so-called white man came along, were them so-called Africans.
That's right.
It was them so-called Africans, man.
And that's why that thing is blowing up right now about Africa Bambaataa.
Yep.
And
Can you believe that? Can you believe that shit?
Or the Zulu nation.
Can you believe that? But that's the Lord, man.
Yeah, that's the Lord bringing all that shit up.
Them black conscious guys deal with that now, son, nigga.
Well, now, hang on. Now, I'm sure you and I will disagree on this. I think that homosexuality originated in Africa.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say that all things originated in Africa.
Peace, black man, peace.
Okay, but, listen, it was an abnormality in Africa. Okay. Whereas in certain places in Greek and Rome, it was a normality. It was normal to have a woman and a young boy. Okay, so we are the mothers and fathers of all civilization, good and bad.
Hey, shalom, brothers. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatham. Double honors, to the apostles, and the elders of GMS, throughout the world. And everybody knows what's going on. This has been a story that has picked up a lot of traction over the last week or so about this guy Africa Bambaataa, aka Africa Bam Dusky, Africa Bam Bottoms, about the nasty, filthy fucking shit that he was doing from the time of his heyday back in the 70s up until this very day. The man, I think, is almost in his 60s now. How he likes to suck men's rods and fuck little boys in the ass and have them suck his rod and all that shit. And it's a wonder that anybody would really be surprised by this, because Ham, or the Hamites, or Kemit, them Kemites are a bunch of fucking freaky, nasty ass motherfucking people. Alright? The world, the so-called white man, learned that from Ham. Okay? Because in an interview that Lord Jamal did with Star over the Shot 97, Star posed a question that homosexuality originated in Africa. He agreed, and he said it was no fucking abnormality. Ham is a goddamn freak. And as a matter of fact, Genesis, the 9th chapter, Genesis 9 and 20. This is after the flood, after the waters receded. Noah began to be a husbandman, which means a planter, and he planted a vineyard. He planted a vineyard of grapes, and he drank of the wine. He made him some wine, and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. So Noah planted a vineyard, made him some wine, and he got nice in his tent. And yeah, he was naked in his tent, but he was in his tent, not out in the street. Verse 22, and Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brethren. Now, instead of Ham covering his father up, Ham goes over and he tells Shem and Japheth, look, Dad is in there naked. Yeah, come and take a look at Dad naked. You know what I'm saying? So then Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon their shoulders, and they walked backwards so they wouldn't see their father Noah's nakedness, and they covered their father, and their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness, meaning they didn't see their father's rod, didn't see his his sexual organs, so to speak, because they didn't look. They had their head turned, and they just put the garment on, the blanket on them or whatever, laid it on them, covered them up, and they went out the tent. And when Noah awoke from his wine, when that hangover was done, he had a little hangover, he got nice. and he knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he cursed, and he said, "Cursed be Canaan, a servant shall he be unto his brethren." And he put a curse on Canaan. Now, them Canaanites are some nasty, freaky, filthy ass motherfuckers. You're gonna see video clips of these Hamites getting down in their real raw Hamitic estate, doing some of the nastiest shit you can ever think of on the planet. And homosexuality, it began with Ham. It didn't start with the so-called white man. The so-called white man, the Greeks and the Romans learned it from them. The Greeks typically took on all of the Egyptian gods and they changed the names and gave them Greek names. Okay, Isis basically became Diana. Nimrod was the sun god Ra in Egypt. Semiramis, which is from ancient Babylon, because it all goes back to ancient Babylon anyway, which are the Cushites, which Cush is the brother of Mizraim and Put, which are Ham's sons, and Canaan. Mizraim, Put, Canaan, and Cush. Those were the four sons of Ham. And Cush is the one, really it all started with the Cushites. Today they're called Ethiopians. They were the ones that started and pioneered all this. It all was pioneered in Ur of the Chaldees. All this freakism and nastiness and homosexuality, bestiality, penis worship, mother goddess worship, all of that shit goes back to them. It starts with Ham, Cush, and passed on down through the other Hamitic families. But nonetheless, it all goes back to, like I said, Cush. Nimrod in Egypt became the sun god Ra. Semiramis, which was ancient Babylon in Egypt, her name was Isis. And then Tammuz, which was the son of Semiramis in ancient Babylon, became Horus. And then the Greeks took that on. So Nimrod, aka the sun god Ra in Greece, became Zeus. And then Diana, I believe, was the Greek equivalent of Semiramis, so on and so forth. And then the Romans took it on. So that's where the so-called white man, penis worship and all that shit, homosexuality, they got from the Hamites. Ancient Egypt, you had obelisks that were erected, which was erected of a story that rival gods had sliced up. I believe Osiris's rod or something like that, sliced him in pieces and dumped his body in the Nile. And his wife went to recover the body parts, and the part that she found, everything except his rod. So then she erected an obelisk in remembrance of his rod. Another thing, the ancient Egyptians, you see pictures of Geb, and what is Geb doing? Sucking his own dick. Africa Bambooty, you see him wearing the Egyptian garb with the holding up the monochronoto, the horn hand, holding that up, and you see him with the the ankh, wearing the ankh. And is it a wonder why he likes to suck dick and have his dick suck and fuck little boys in the ass? Just take a look at Geb. Geb is one of the resident gods of Egypt. What is Geb doing? Sucking his own dick. So it all started. Ham is the one that started all this shit. Esau, the so-called white man, they learned it from Ham. So you're gonna see some video clips showing how Ham really gets down, showing them in their real true state. And I'm just gonna rebroadcast some of the details from Ronald Savage and Poppy, aka Baby B.O., recanting the freakism and the nastiness of Africa Band Bottoms. Shalom.
Hey, this is Star. Welcome back. This is Live and Direct. On the line with me, I have a man by the name of Ronald Savage. He's 50 years of age, from the New York tri-state area. A one-time and possibly a still member of the Universal Zulu Nation, which is a pioneering hip-hop regime, shall we say. And he's got some claims. He's got a book out, and he wants to talk. Ronald Savage, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there, you know.
Okay. You are a former member of the Democratic Committee. Did I say that right?
Yes, I'm a former member of the New York State Democrat Committee.
Okay, and how long were you involved with that?
I was the committee member for 6 years,
okay.
But I've been in politics for between 10 and 15 years.
Okay. So you're also, according to your bio, you are a writer. You've received several awards. You've been in the music industry going back to the 90s, working with famous groups. The Zulu Nation that most people throughout the world know of, led by Afrika Bambaataa and others. At what age were you when you first met Bambaataa or came into contact with the Zulu Nation?
I first came in contact with them. I was in junior high school. Cause my sister had went out with one of the Zulu members. He was one of the Zulu Nation council members.
What year was that roughly?
Oh God, let me see.
It's in the 70s, yeah.
Had to be like 77.
77. Okay. So now, you met Afrika Bambaataa, and your book, you're making claims that there was a sexual relationship. Now, I'm just, I have no knowledge of this, and I just want to be, as fair as I can and objective as I can. Why did you not come forward with the information that you're now coming out with now in your book with regards to these claims? And your book is called Impulse, Urges, and Fantasies.
Mm-hmm. It took me this long to actually get this out and to be able to really talk about it freely. Back when I was younger, I was a kid when this happened. I wanted to be down with the in crowd, not really understanding that what Bambaataa was doing to me was actually molesting me. I didn't understand that. I knew it was wrong. I felt, I just had these feelings that these feelings that was like yuck, and, over the years as I was getting older, I wanted to report this and I wanted to come forward, but, out of fear, of the Zulu Nation, fear for my family, fear for me that what, can possibly happen.
Okay.
I was ashamed, embarrassed, because things like this usually happens to women, to girls, and, guys don't really talk about it,
Right. Well, I don't know the stats, but I would imagine that this happens to young males on a wide scale as well. Now, I have to get a little bit more graphic here, just for the sake of authenticity. But keep in mind, or if you don't know already, the statute of limitations has run out with regards to a claim such as yours. I do believe that it's 5 years after the occurrence, or after you reach adulthood. And you say this happened in the late 70s. Did Bambaataa perform, sexual acts on you? You said that he made you go down on him, allegedly. Did he also perform, on you?
He went down on me, yes.
Okay.
How many times, I don't remember how many times, but he did.
Peace, Lord Jamar.
Peace. How you?
Peace, my light-skinned brother in the struggle.
How you, brother?
Lord Jamar from the Brand Nubian, Vlad TV, all that fly shit. Good to hear your voice, man.
Yes, sir. You too, man. How you been, man?
I'm okay, man. But I just I wanted to reach out to you with the utmost respect, and first and foremost, anything you don't want to talk about, you have my strictest respect. You feel me? But
right.
People hollered at me. I sat on a situation for well over a week. Reached out to the proper channels. Nobody got back to me. So then I did an interview, and now we have what we have. And I'm talking about the Ronald Savage interview.
Correct.
And
lead singer, who I know.
Oh wow. Okay. So, hey man, so
I haven't seen him in years, but when we came up back in the days, Beast Singer was like the intern in the studio, Jazzy J's studio up in the Bronx, Allerton Avenue.
Yeah.
So I used to see that brother every day.
Yeah. Hey, so before we go any further, I just want to say that you have the power to say to me, Star, fall back on certain things, I'll take that from you. You can text me, call me 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. You feel me?
Right.
So with that being said, how's Bambaataa doing? Have you heard anything? Is he okay?
I haven't heard anything as far as, how Bambaataa is doing,
Okay.
After all of these alleged allegations have come out.
Alleged, that's right. I've been talking to Smitty, Ike C, and Mickey Benson.
Okay.
I spoke to Brother Malik, and Zulu King, Bro Shep told me to go fuck myself today via email.
Okay.
Yeah, he said, fuck you, nigga. He said, fuck you, you black pig, you turncoat, die.
Okay, then.
Yeah. So, but also, congratulations to you and Vlad. I heard you sold a house out recently in, what was that, in Manhattan?
Yes, we did. Yeah. We did a little live event, a little live interview, do what we usually do, but we did it live. And it was nice, the live crowd added a nice element to it,
I will be at the next one. You have my word. I'll be at the next one.
Thank you. Love to have you.
Oh, okay. I'm 51. I went to George Washington High School, my last year of high school, 1982. And hey, Zulu Nation was so powerful, so intimidating, but at the same time, so beautiful.
Right.
I was perpetrating the fraud, saying I was in the nation. The shit was that it was that lovely. You feel me? So, truth be told, it breaks my heart to some degree to go down this path. But as a journalist, I can't avoid certain things. There's allegations, man, and I've got 2 more people that have hollered at me behind the scenes saying, "Hey, man, when I was a preteen, some shit happened and it wasn't right." Now, there have been rumblings over the years. You've heard the rumblings, yes? No?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Not of any. I'm not going to say anything about any children, any underage thing, but there has been, rumblings for more than 20 years, probably, about, allegations of Africa Bambaataa possibly dealing with homosexuality. Yeah. Let's just put it. It's out there now, so let's just say what the rumors are. I don't know it to be true. I was never there to see any of this. Nobody brought me in no back rooms and nothing like that. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But have I heard these rumors? Yes, I have, on more than one occasion over the years.
So now, can
my
you?
brothers.
Okay.
I'm calling them my brothers because a brother gonna stand firm and he gonna stand tall. We don't hide child molestation, right? Right.
Okay. Well, now you're saying also that over the years, you or Africa Bambaataa performed sexual acts upon you. Were there others? Can you give us some type of number without exaggerating that you have actually witnessed? Bambaataa performing sexual acts on minors.
Man, listen. Honestly speaking, the number that I would give you, I wouldn't even go no lower. Matter of fact, I'm going to be nice.
Okay.
I'm going to say, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to say 30.
30.
I'm going to say 30. That's me being nice.
30 minors, to your knowledge, or that you witnessed, Africa Bambaataa, Kevin Donovan, performing sexual acts on.
All of them I didn't witness, but what I will say is, more than enough of them I did. I can't even keep it. Matter of fact, part of me would just want to start naming all of them out that I know of, but at the same time, like I said, as a man, it's hard for people to look another man in the face knowing that they've been touched by a man.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? This is damaging. It's not easy. So with some of these brothers, I don't really want to, destroy them because that's some painful shit to relive, to open up that scab. When I seen that, when I heard that, when Mickey Benson called me 2 days ago, and matter of fact, I was on the phone when he called you. I was in the background.
Okay.
When he called you on the phone, and he asked you to take the video down.
Yes.
Part of me felt like, yeah, I wanted that video. I don't want to relive this shit. But at the same time, every once in a while, because I started drinking heavily, drinking, because it's kind of it's a hard situation, to get over the hump. So
every once in a while, after I took the video down, I would be calling my Zulu brothers or on Facebook, homo, boy lovers, all types of shit like that. And Muhammad call me up on the phone. You know, I love Muhammad to death. That's my big brother. He'd call me on the phone and be like, yo, take that shit down. Everybody in Zulu don't have nothing to do with this. But see, what Muhammad don't understand, everybody, you have good brothers. Zulu Nation has some beautiful, good, stand-up people, and it's some of the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life. But then at the same time, the people at the top, what I will say about them is, they're a bunch of money-hungry, broke, bum-ass niggas that'll suck a grown man dick.
So what about the accusations of him giving someone a date rape drug and then getting stabbed and going to the hospital back in 2013?
All right, so what I'm going to say about this situation right here, I got the phone call.
Okay.
Get to the hospital. It's like 100 brothers at the hospital. Yes?
Can you tell me which hospital that was, please?
That was Jacoby Hospital.
Okay.
He gets stabbed, and when he gets stabbed, I get the phone call, and, you know, so many people was at the hospital, I can't even, it was a mob, because Dan got stabbed. So, I get to the hospital, and everybody's talking, you know, it's real secretive and shit like that. Make a long story short, when we finally found out, he got stabbed, the young guy stabbed him.
Okay.
The young Spanish guy.
Okay.
Come to find out, Ahmed got stabbed too, which is on the council. Okay. Ahmed got stabbed too. It wasn't just that. Both of them got stabbed. So make a long story short, I really didn't start finding out real information, to the next day when I went to see Bam in the hospital.
So was there a date rape drug allegedly involved?
I can't say that for sure because I'll be lying. I'm not going to lie on the man.
But Africa Bambaataa was stabbed because the reports according to allhiphop.com is that he had chest pains. But you're saying he did get stabbed.
He got stabbed.
Okay.
He got stabbed, and when I came to the hospital, and when I was walking in, I would never forget it. Another brother of mine, I'm calling names, Saladin. Saladin, he's an old school Zulu warrior. He's a beast.
Okay.
Saladin, he calls out, me and Jerry walking in together. Another Zulu warrior. Jerry is part of Shaka Zulu. The old Zulu Nation Army, he ran with B.O. Strong brothers.
Gotcha.
So we walking in the hospital, and Saladin is doing security by the front of the hospital. He yells out to me, he said, yo, Poppy, I'm telling you right now, if you get involved in this shit, you're going to hell. Allah is not going to accept you getting involved in this bullshit. When he said that, me and Jerry looked at each other, shook our head, and put our heads down.
So what did he actually mean by that? Did he mean he didn't want you to touch the alleged stabber?
He means the shit don't sound right. He was fucking that little boy. That's what he means.
Okay. Allegedly,
because one thing I will not say, I don't know that to be a fact. I'm giving you my conclusion. This is just my theory.
Okay. There's also a rumor that Africa Bambaataa was arrested and asked to leave Brazil, something to do with young boys. Any knowledge of that?
The day that I went to see Bam at his house, when he got stabbed, I'm calling names once again. Joe Poe, you said it. And Brother Righteous, King Zulu, Righteous.
Okay.
Spanish brother. He said it right outside Bam's house. Let me make something clear to you.
Please.
While I'm saying it right now, and I ain't talking to you, Star. They know who I'm talking to.
Okay.
Go ahead and publicly sit up there and call me a liar. Y'all already know what it is. Anyway, bottom line to it is, they both said that this man got locked up in Brazil, and they was out there with him when he got locked up in Brazil for touching little boys.
Bambaataa locked up in Brazil.
And I guess somebody in political power out there got Bam out of jail and told him he couldn't come back in the country no more.
Okay.
Now, that's alleged, but this is coming from brothers. Now, at the end of the day, when you put this up or whatever the case may be, you're going to see people that's going to read this. You're going to see comments.
Okay.
Everybody ain't going to just be their puppets. You're going to see live motherfuckers like, holy shit. Because this is real.
Gotcha.
I come from the camp. You see what I'm saying? Bottom line to it is, I didn't approve of that, but I can't prove that Bam did that. But the reality of it is, after me seeing, I mean, at the end of the day, fuck it, it is what it is. Even when it comes down to his old head of security, Taufik, which is still, this is Bam's cousin. I've witnessed not only Bam molested Taufik too, yeah, you too, Taufik. Call me a liar. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. I witnessed him molest Taufik, his little brother, and another brother. I'm gonna put him out there too. I'm just gonna give you those names right there.
Okay.
Another brother that's on my Facebook page. His name is Kipchoge Hewley. We all went to jail for like murder around the same time for different cases and stuff like that.
Okay.
So now when you sit back and you analyze it, right? Damn, these little boys are getting touched by Bam. They going to jail for murder.
So I have to ask you the real question that I'm sure everyone wants to know. If people knew he was doing wrong, why was he protected? Was it just the money, or were there other people involved in these acts upon kids? Why was he protected all these years?
You got to understand something. I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
When you have a man like Bam, he keeps needy people around him. When you got people around you that can't even pay their rent one half of the time,
right?
You basically got slaves.
You shut your mouth.
You got slaves. Because every once in a while, like Bam is the type of person, and one thing I will say about Bam that I have to say, in his own sick, twisted way, Bam is the uncle that paid your way to college and molested you at the same time.
Jesus. Pardon me for laughing. I just, wow.
And my whole thing is like this, right? Once again, a mistake. I took this video down because I didn't want to relive this shit.
Yeah.
But personally, the way I feel is like this. How dare you motherfuckers sit up there and wage a war on somebody that was victimized by this man? How insensitive could you fucking be?
Yeah.
And they know who I'm talking to. How could you sit up there and you wage a war? Like, the reality of it is, all of these dudes, like the main dudes that you see around him, every last one of them, the main dudes, not the dudes, there's people that come around that don't know what Bam is doing, and they love him to death, and they'll die for him, and they'll do whatever for him because he is a good man to everybody.
Yeah. Now, you saying rage the war on Ronald Savage? Who are we talking about here?
Who am I talking about?
Yeah.
Well, prime example. I'll give you an example. Mickey Benson. I'm not playing no games with these fucking niggas. Why? Because at the end of the day, you supposed to be a stand-up man. I had a talk earlier today with another brother that loves Bam to death.
Yeah.
He would murder for Bam. And it broke his fucking heart. And he asked me not to do this interview. He was like, let's just have one more sit down with this dude.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the brother said to me, I asked him, I said, yo, what would you do if this was your little brother? And I named his little brother.
Yeah.
He said, I would kill that motherfucker. I would rock him to sleep and I would kill him.
Right.
He would die. And everybody feels like this if this would happen to their kid. So my question to my brother Mickey Benson, Uncle Mickey, you love me, right? I'm Baby B.O., I'm your little nephew, right?
Okay.
And I hope you're listening to this Uptown. You know what I mean? My boy Uptown, he on the run right now.
Okay.
From the feds or whatever the case. That's his family member. That's my boy, my right hand.
Shout out to Uptown.
Yeah, shout out to Uptown. So anyway, if you really got love for me, Mickey, how you know this motherfucker did this to me and y'all ain't make him go get help? But instead, what y'all doing is y'all threatening people and talking about taking niggas' heads off when in all actuality, this man done fucked more little boys. Did you ever seen Go to the Boys Club?
Wow.
This is something special for you. This is something special